In a busy city, there lived a beautiful girl named Tosin. She was from a rich family and her parents loved her very much. They gave her everything she needed: money, nice clothes, and a good life. When Tosin went to a higher institution, she met a girl named Seun. Seun seemed like a nice friend, but she was from a poor family. Life was hard for her. Paying school fees was a big problem, and sometimes she didn't even have enough money to eat. But everything changed when she became friends with Tosin. Tosin cared for her like a sister. She paid Seun's school fees, bought her clothes, and made sure she never lacked anything. The two girls became so close that people thought they were real sisters. They did everything together, laughing, sharing secrets, and helping each other. It seemed like nothing could ever break their friendship. After graduation, Tosin joined her father's company. She was smart and hardworking. She didn't forget her best friend Sean. She helped Sean get a good job in her dad's friend's company, making sure she didn't struggle anymore. One day, Sean invited Tosin to a restaurant. Not long after they sat, she sighted a man and ran to hug him like they were old friends who just bumped into each other. Then Sean turned to Tosin with a big smile. Tosin, meet Jide, she said. Jide, this is my best friend, Tosin. Jide was charming and polite. He fell in love with Tosin immediately he met her. From that day, Sean wouldn't stop talking about Jide. She kept telling Tosin that Jide was a great man, someone she had known for a long time. You should give him a chance, Sean insisted. He's really nice. But Tosin wasn't sure. She had been hurt before, and her past experiences with men had not gone well. She didn't want to rush into anything. Still, Sean and Jide kept pressuring her, telling her to just try. After so much convincing, Tosin finally decided to give it a chance. Jide showered Tosin with love, attention, and sweet words. He made her feel special in a way no man ever had. Slowly, all her fears melted away. And before she knew it, she had fallen deeply in love with him. But Jide wasn't a rich man. He was still struggling to find a stable job, and life wasn't easy for him. Wanting to help, Tosin spoke to her father about giving Jide a job in their company. Her father, a powerful and respected businessman, listened carefully. He could see the way his daughter's eyes lit up when she spoke about Jide. He knew she was in love, but deep inside, he wasn't happy. He didn't want his daughter to end up with a man who was below their family standard. He had already planned for her to marry someone else, Chief Akitola's son, a rich and well-educated man from a powerful family. Still, Tosin was his only daughter, and he loved her too much to say no to her request. So even though he didn't like the idea, he agreed. Jide was given a job in the company. 4 months passed, and Tosin's love for Jide only grew stronger. Then, one evening, Jide got down on one knee, held out a beautiful ring, and asked, Tosin, will you marry me? Without thinking twice, Tosin smiled and said, yes. Tosin was overjoyed after Jide proposed. She couldn't wait to share the news with her dad. That evening, she sat down with him, smiling brightly. Daddy, Jide proposed, and I said yes, she announced, expecting him to be happy for her. But her father's face darkened. He shook his head and said firmly, no, Tosin, it's too early. She frowned. But Daddy, we love each other. Her father sighed. Tosin, I never trusted Jide from the start. You barely know him. If he truly loves you, then you should wait. Your relationship must last at least 2 years before I give you my blessings. If you refuse, I will not support you. Tosin's heart dropped. She was deeply in love and ready to do anything to be with Jide. She even considered going against her father's wishes, but Jide surprised her. He held her hands and said, Tosin, let's wait. Let's respect your father's decision. Tosin was shocked, but Jide, he smiled gently, but deep inside he was hiding something. He had planned to marry Tosin quickly so he could take control of everything she had: her wealth, her father's company, her life. But now, with this 2 years wait, his plan has been put on hold. He had to think of another way. What Tosin didn't know was that she was living in a lie. Jide and Seun were not just friends, they were lovers. They had been together for 3 years, long before Tosin ever met Jide. From the moment Seun became close to Tosin, they had been watching, planning, and waiting for the perfect moment. Tosin was no ordinary girl. She was the only child of a billionaire, the heiress to a vast fortune, and that fortune was exactly what Jide and Seun wanted. Their plan was simple: Jide would marry Tosin, and once she received her inheritance, he would take it all from her and disappear back into Seun's arms. That was why Jide rushed to propose. He wanted to secure his place in Tosin's life as quickly as possible, but her father's demand for a 2-year wait was an unexpected obstacle. It meant they had to be patient. Still, Jide and Seun didn't give up. They met in secret places, far away from prying eyes. In a quiet place one evening, Jide pulled Seun into a tight embrace, pressing his lips against hers. She melted into him, her fingers running through his hair. "I can't wait anymore," Seun whispered. "This wait is killing me." Jide smiled, holding her waist tightly. "We have no choice, babe. But listen, once she gets her inheritance, it's over. I will take it all and will be out of here before she even knows what hit her." Seun smiled. "And she still trusts us completely." Jide laughed. "Of course, she does. She thinks I love her. She thinks you are her sister. She has no idea." They kissed again, sealing their dark secrets. Meanwhile, Tosin remained blind to it all, smiling, trusting, and believing that the two people she loved the most had her best interests at heart. Olakunle had just returned from abroad. He is handsome, smart, and charming, the kind of man women couldn't resist. But there was one problem. He loved women too much. He had no plans to settle down. His father, Chief Akintola, saw through him. He knew his son was reckless and had no sense of responsibility. That's why he made a decision. No wife, no inheritance. Until you marry a good woman, I will not hand over my wealth to you, his father warned. "I have already found a perfect girl for you." Olakunle was furious. Marriage. Me. He wasn't ready for that kind of commitment, but he knew one thing. If he refused, his younger brother might take his place. He couldn't let that happen. Fine, he thought. I will go along with it. Marry her, get my inheritance. Then I will walk away. The girl his father had chosen, Tosin, the billionaire's daughter. Their fathers planned everything, setting them up on a date. Even though Tosin's father knew she was seeing Jide, he was sure Olakule's charm would make her to forget all about that poor boy. On the evening of the date, Olakule sat at a private VIP table in an exclusive restaurant, looking effortlessly rich and powerful. He waited and waited, but Tosin never showed up. His jaw clenched. No woman had ever stood him up. Women fought for his attention, practically threw themselves at him. Who does this Tosin think she is? He thought, his pride wounded. Anger burned inside him. No one humiliates me and get away with it. He needed to find out everything about this girl. He wanted revenge. That night, he began digging. Social media was his first stop. He searched her name and clicked on her profile. Then he froze. There she was, Tosin. Her profile picture lit up his screen. He stared. His heart skipped a beat. She was breathtaking, elegant, classy, unlike any woman he had ever met. Something inside him shifted. Olakunle wasn't a man who gave up easily. He went straight to his father and demanded answers. Why didn't Tosin show up for the date? His father signed. She's seeing one poor boy. That's why she didn't show up. Her father doesn't approve, but she loves the boy, some poor struggling man. Olakule's fist clenched. The only thing standing between him and Tosin is that poor struggling man. I have to do everything I can to separate them, he thought. She must be mine. He needed backup. He picked up his phone and called his closest friend Mayowa, a street smart guy who knew how to dig up dirt on anyone. Mayowa, I need you to find out everything about this Jide guy. I want something I can use. Mayowa chuckled. Anything for you, my guy. I will make sure I deliver to the fullest. That girl will be yours. And Mayowa got to work. Within days, he discovered something shocking. Jide was cheating on Tosin, not just with anyone, but with her best friend. Mayowa sent Olakule the pictures. Jide holding hands with another woman, kissing her, sneaking into a hotel together. Olakule's eyes burned with anger as he looked at the evidence. That bastard, he hissed. And to think Tosin loves him. What a joke. Then an idea came to him. He was going to use this to his advantage. Him and Mayowa kept their eyes on Jide. They followed him discreetly, watching his every move, and then the perfect moment arrived. One evening, after tailing them, They saw Seun sneak into Jide's house. Olakule smiled. Got you. Without wasting time, he typed a message and sent it straight to Tosin's phone. If you want to see what your fiance is up to, come to his house now. When Tosin received the message, her heart stopped. She didn't know who sent it, but her stomach twisted in fear. Something inside her told her not to go, but curiosity mixed with fear pushed her forward. She grabbed her car keys and raced to their address, her hands shaking on the steering wheel. When she arrived, Sean's car was parked outside. She wondered what Sean was doing at Chide's house. Her fingers trembled as she stepped out of her car, her heart pounding like a drum. She tiptoed to the window, afraid of what she might see, and then she saw it. Inside the room, Jide and Sean, locked in a passionate embrace, kissing, touching, whispering sweet things into each other's ears. Tosin's world shattered in that single moment. Tosin staggered back from the window. No, no, this isn't real. Her vision blurred with hot tears as she turned and ran. Her legs felt weak, like they could give out at any moment, but she pushed forward, desperate to escape the betrayal she had just witnessed. Jide, her love, Seun, her best friend, together. Her heart felt like it was being ripped apart. She rushed forward where she had parked her car, blinded by tears, her mind spinning. She didn't even notice the road in front of her. A blaring horn, screeching tires. A car came speeding towards her, its headlights flashing brightly. She froze, her body unable to move. At the last second, the car swung and came to a grinding stop just inches from her. She stumbled backward. The car door flew open and a man rushed out. Olakunle. He had been watching from a distance, waiting for the right moment to swoop in. Now seeing her like this, his heart clenched. Are you okay? He asked, gripping her shoulders. His voice was filled with concern. Tosin looked up at him, tears streaming down her face. She tried to speak, but nothing came out. The weight of the betrayal crushed her chest. The pain was too much. And then she broke. She burst into an uncontrollable cry, covering her face with trembling hands. Olakule didn't hesitate. He pulled her into a tight embrace. It's okay, he whispered, stroking her back. Whatever it is, you are not alone. Tosin clung to him, letting herself cry freely into his chest. She had never felt this kind of pain before. The people she trusted the most had stabbed her in the back. She didn't know how long they stood there, but when she finally pulled away, her face was wet, her body weak. Olakule gently led her to her car, opening the door for her. He didn't push her to talk, just stood by her side, letting her feel safe. After a few deep breaths, Tosin wiped her face and sighed. Thank you, she murmured, still broken. Anytime, Olakule said softly. Here, he took out his phone and handed it to her. Let's exchange contacts. If you ever need someone to talk to, I am here. Tosin hesitated, then slowly typed in a number. After that, they both stood there for a moment. Then, with one last look at him, Tosin got into her car and drove off. But sleep never came that night. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the scene over and over again. Jide, Seun, lies, betrayal, pain. And then her phone buzzed. A message. She picked it up, her heart racing as she read the name Olakule. I hope you are okay. Sleep well. Tosin closed her eyes, clutching the phone to her chest. Sleep never came. The next morning, Tosin stepped into the office like nothing had happened. Her heart was shattered, her trust destroyed. But she wouldn't let Jide see her pain. She walked up to him, her face calm, her voice steady. Hey babe, Jide greeted, flashing her his usual fake smile. Tosin forced herself to smile back. Hey, where were you yesterday? She asked casually. Jide scratched the back of his head, looking unbothered. Home, of course. I didn't go out. I was just tired. Tosin felt rage boil inside her, but she kept her face smooth. Oh, okay, she said softly, her eyes studying him like a predator studying prey. Jide had no idea she knew the truth. After work, they left together, but this time, Tosin was watching his every move. She noticed things she had never paid attention to before. The way he always stepped aside to take certain calls, how he would lower his voice when talking, how he glanced around like he was hiding something. How had she been so blind? She pretended as if everything was fine. They ate together, talked about work, and Jide eventually fell asleep. Now was her chance. Her hands trembled as she reached for his phone, her heart pounding so loudly she could hear it in her ears. She had never bothered checking his phone before. She had trusted him, but tonight she needed the truth. And the moment she unlocked it, her world shattered even more. Messages, hundreds of them, between Jide and Sean. She scrolled through, her eyes widening with every line. "You are doing well, baby," Sean had texted. "She's completely blind. Soon we'll have it all." "I know," Jide replied. "She's so dumb. I almost feel bad." Tears welled in Tosin's eyes. Almost. Sean sent laughing emojis. "Please don't feel bad at all. We planned this for years. This girl has been funding my life and she doesn't even know. She thinks I am her best friend." Jide had responded with laughing emojis. Tosin felt sick. Her eyes tightened around the phone as she continued reading. They had been together for years, even before Jide and her started dating. This was all a setup. Shen was never her friend. Jide never loved her. They were both using her. Tosin let out a silent sob, covering her mouth with her hand. Where did I go wrong? She thought. Sheon, after everything. She put the phone down carefully, wiping her tears. Then, slowly, her sadness turned into something else. Fire, anger. No, she would not break down. She would not let them win. She was going to give them back in their own coin. The next morning, she took action. Before they left for work, she carefully planted a small hidden camera in Jide's house. She needed proof, evidence. Let them think she was still a fool. But she was setting a stage for their downfall. Meanwhile, Olakule never stopped checking in. "How are you holding up?" He would text every morning. "Let's grab lunch," he would suggest in the afternoon. "I hope you are okay," he would say at night. And slowly, Tosin started responding. She told him everything, how she found out, what she was planning, how much it hurt. And Olakule, he listened. He supported her. He was there. "Just don't do anything reckless," he told her one evening. "Whatever revenge you want, I will help you. Just don't let them destroy you." Tosin looked at her phone, feeling a strange warmth. Jide and Sheon had taken so much from her, but maybe, just maybe, she had finally found someone real, a real friend. Tosin perfected the art of pretense. Every morning she greeted Sheon with a smile, kissed his cheeks, and whispered sweet nothings. She still called Sheon her best friend, laughed at her jokes, and listened to her gossip. But beneath her calm exterior, she was planning their downfall. Every chat, every phone call, every moment of betrayal, she gathered proof. The hidden camera in Chidi's house had already captured enough evidence to destroy them both. But Tosin wasn't in a hurry. She wanted to take her time to make them pay the right way. Meanwhile, Olakule became her safe space. At first, he was just helping her with her plans, offering her support, making sure she didn't act recklessly. But somewhere along the way, things changed. She fell in love. She hadn't planned it. She hadn't even expected it. But with every moment spent with Olakule, she realized what true love was supposed to feel like. He made her laugh. He made her feel seen, safe. And one day, as they sat together in his car, planning the next step of their revenge, he took her hand and said, "Tosin, there's something you need to know." She raised a brow, curious. "Remember the blind date you stood up?" She nodded slowly. "It was me." Tosin's eyes widened. "What?" "Yes," Olakule chuckled. "Your dad and my dad tried to match us up, but after he didn't show up, I was so angry. I started digging into your life. And that's how I found out about Jide, about Sean, and the rest is history. I was the anonymous guy that sent you a message about them together." Tosin stared at him, shocked. The whole time, the man she was falling in love with was the same man she had rejected, even without knowing. Then she laughed, a deep, genuine laugh. "Well, aren't you lucky I stood you up?" she teased. "The luckiest," Olakule whispered, looking into her eyes. And just like that, their love story truly began. With time, they grew closer. They still met in secret, making plans, laughing about how clueless Jide and Sean were. Then one evening, under the soft glow of candlelight, Olakule proposed. Tosin was shocked as he dropped to one knee, holding out a beautiful ring. "I know this isn't how things started, but I know how I wanted them to end. With you, forever." Tears filled Tosin's eyes. For the first time in a long time, she felt whole again. "Yes," she whispered, "a million times yes." Their parents were overjoyed. Finally, their dream had come true. But Tosin and Olakule had one request. They wanted to keep it a secret, just a small intimate wedding. Tosin told them. Her father agreed, happy that his daughter had finally found someone worthy of her. Meanwhile, Jide and Seun had no clue. Jide noticed Tosin wasn't available as before, but instead of being suspicious, he thought she was just busy with work. This gave them more time to be together, thinking everything was going according to their plan. But little did they know, Tosin was carefully, silently setting the stage for their destruction. That evening, Tosin sat her father down and told him everything, from the moment she met Jide to how he and Seun betrayed her and how they had been plotting against her for years. Her father's face darkened with rage. That bastard, he roared, slamming his fist on the table. I knew it. I knew he was bad news from the start. I should have never let you convince me to give him that job. Tosin quickly held his hands, her eyes bleeding. Dad, please. I know you are angry, but we need to be smart about this. Her father took deep breaths, trying to calm himself down. So, what do you want to do? He finally asked. Tosin leaned in, her voice low but firm. We are going to set him up. Her father raised a brow. I will tell Jide you have finally accepted him, that you want to with him to start our wedding plans. Her father's eyes gleamed with understanding. Meanwhile, you and I know the truth, that I am getting married to Olakule. A slow smile spread across her father's face. You are your father's daughter, Tosin. Tosin grinned. Let's play the game, Dad. Let's give Jide the surprise of his life. One day, Tosin called Seun to come over. As soon as Seun arrived, Tosin broke down in tears. Her shoulders shook and her voice trembled as she spoke. Seun, I think Jide is cheating on me. Seun's heart nearly stopped. Her fingers turned ice cold and her mind began spinning in panic. What? Seun said, forcing herself to act surprised. Tosin, what are you saying? Jide would never do that to you. Tosin sniffed, wiping her tears. 2 months ago, I got an anonymous message. Seun's breath hitched. A message, she repeated cautiously. Tosin nodded. The person said, my man is at home with another lady. I didn't believe it at first, but I rushed there anyway. Seun felt her stomach twist. And what did you see? She asked slowly, her hands sweating. I saw him hugging and kissing another woman passionately. Cheryl's heart pounded in her chest. No, 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 this can't be happening. Another woman, Cheryl forced a laugh, trying to sound shocked. That's impossible. Chide would never do that to you, Tosin. He loves you. I was the one who brought you two together. Remember, he's not that type. Tosin watched every reaction, every blink, every nervous movement from Cheryl, but she kept her own face innocent, like a fool in love, desperate to believe in her fiancé. Sean was terrified, but she had to act fast. You said you saw him hugging another woman, she asked carefully. Did you see her face? Tosin sniffed and nodded. Yes, her back was facing me. So, I didn't see the woman's face. I just couldn't bear to watch any longer. I ran out before they could notice me. Sean exhaled in relief. So, she didn't see. Thank God. She quickly grabbed Tosin's hand, squeezing them tightly like a true concerned best friend. Tosin, listen to me. If Jide is cheating on you, I will personally deal with him. How dare he? After everything you have done for him, I swear I will show him Pepe. Tosin almost laughed at the performance. Look at her, acting like she isn't the very woman I saw that day. It took everything in Tosin not to grab Seun by the throat and scream, I know it was you, you snake. But no, not yet. Instead, she lowered her head, pretending to be a woman in deep thoughts. Then slowly she spoke. No, Seun, that won't be necessary. Seun frowned. Why not? Tosin sighed, wiping fake tears from her eyes. I think I have a solution, Seun leaned in. Curious, what is it? Tosin took a deep breath and then dropped the bombshell. I already begged my dad to let us get married now. Seun's eyes widened. So soon? Tosin nodded. Yes, I think. If Jide becomes my husband and is put in charge of my inheritance, he will be too busy to focus on another woman. He won't have time for distractions. Sean's heart pounded violently. Her inheritance. That was the whole plan. This was exactly what they had been waiting for. It was finally happening. Sean's lip trembled as she forced herself to speak calmly. Tosin, are you sure about this? Tosin looked up with innocent, hopeful eyes. Yes, Sean. I love Jide and I don't want to lose him. Sean quickly masked her excitement with fake concern. If that's what you want, my dear, then I will support you. Tosin grabbed Sean's hand and squeezed it tightly. Thank you, Seun. I knew I could count on you. Seun smiled. Always. But inside, she was already dreaming of the riches that would soon be hers. Little did she know, Tosin was about to set the perfect trap. That evening, as soon as Seun left Tosin's house, she grabbed her phone and dialed Jide's number frantically. Baby, it's happening, she whispered excitedly. What? What's happening? Jide asked, his voice grudgy. Tosin told me she begged her dad to let the wedding happen now. Baby, this is it. We are finally getting what we wanted. Jide sat up straight, his eyes gleaming with greed. Are you serious? He said. Yes, but listen, she caught us the other time, but she did not see my face, so thank God. You need to clean up your image. Make her trust you even more. Convince her you are the best man for her so we can move faster. Jide smiled. Don't worry, babe. I got this. That evening, Jide put on his best performance. He showed up at Tosin's house, dressed neatly, carrying her favorite snacks and wearing the sweetest smile. Babe, he began, after they sat down, pulling her close like he had missed her all his life. You won't believe what happened to me some days ago. Tosin raised an eyebrow. What happened? She asked, faking curiosity. Jide let out a deep sigh, shaking his head like a man who had been through the worst. My friend Sam's sister came to my house. She said her brother sent her to bring something for me. I let her in, not knowing she was on a mission. Tosin narrowed her eyes. A mission? Jide rubbed his forehead and continued. Yes, babe. Immediately she came in. She hugged me tight. Can you believe it? She started kissing me. Tosin widened her eyes, pretending to be shocked. What? Why would she do that? Jide sighed dramatically. That's what I am saying, babe. I struggled to pull her off, but she just started crying, saying she loves me, that she can't help it. But I told her off immediately. I even called her brother to warn him that she should never try that nonsense again. Babe, you know I can never cheat on you. Tosin almost burst out laughing. Wow, that is serious, she said, keeping her face blank. What a fool. He and Sean must think she was stupid enough to believe this ridiculous lie. She looked him straight in the eye, pretending to be moved. You know what, Jide? Forget that girl. I have already talked to my dad. He has agreed to the wedding. He asked you to come with your people next Thursday so we can start the plans. Jide's eyes nearly popped out of his head. You can't be serious, babe. Tosin nodded, smiling sweetly. I am. I want us to send all those husband snatchers away for good. Jide grabbed her hands, shaking with excitement. Oh, babe, I am so happy. Next Thursday, we will be there. Tosin forced a smile. Good. Let's go out and celebrate tomorrow since it's the weekend. Jide nodded eagerly. Yes, let's do that. Just you and me, babe. Tosin tilted her head. No, I will call Sean to join us. Jide froze for a second. Babe, it's just us. You don't need to call her now. Tosin said, but she's my friend. She will be genuinely happy for us. Jide signed. Okay, if you say so. Tosin grabbed her phone and called Sean immediately. Hey babe, Jide and I are going out tomorrow to celebrate our wedding plans. You must join us. Sean forced out an excited laugh. Of course, babe, I wouldn't miss it for the world. The next day, at the restaurant, Jide was all over Tosin. He hugged her, fed her, and kept planting small kisses on her cheeks. Sean sat across them, her fingers clenched into fists, her whole body boiled with jealousy. This was torture, watching her man all over another woman. Jide noticed her irritation but continued his act, whispering sweet nothings into Tosin's ears. Tosin, meanwhile, enjoyed every bit of Shell's discomfort. Babe, you are the most beautiful woman in the world, Jide said dramatically, stealing a glance at Shell. Shell rolled her eyes and crossed her arms. Tosin smiled. Oh, she's fuming. Good, let's push her some more. She leaned into Jide's arms, resting her head on his shoulder. I am lucky to have you, baby, Tosin said, watching Shell's nostril flare. A few minutes later, Tosin excused herself to use the restroom. But before she left, she put her phone on recording mode and slipped it into her handbag, which she left on the table. The moment Tosin disappeared, Sheon snapped. Why are you all over that brat? She hissed, her face dark with anger. Jide chuckled, reaching for her hand under the table. Don't be jealous, honey, he whispered. I just want to make her feel at ease after what you told me last night. I don't want her changing her mind. Sheon gritted her teeth. Oh, I know, but I hate seeing you two together. Jide smiled. Don't, baby. You know you are my one and only, but we need money to build our future. Sheon signed. I know. I just get jealous. Jide squeezed her hand. Don't be my love. It's almost over. Just a little more patience. Tosin returned to this table smiling like she hadn't just caught them red-handed. That night she locked herself in her room and played back the recording. Every single word, every single lie. Her fingers tightened around her phone. The evidence was piling up. The end was near. That Thursday morning, Jide stood before Tosin's father, looking as confident as ever, but inside, his heart was racing. This was it, the moment they had been waiting for. Tosin's father sat in his grand leather chair, watching Jide closely. His eyes were cold, unreadable. He never trusted Jide, and today was no different. So he began, his deep voice filling the room. You say you love my daughter, and you want to marry her. Jide nodded eagerly. Yes, sir, with all my heart. Tosin sat beside her father, her face blank. Hmm, her father muttered, stroking his beard. Marriage is not for boys, it is for men. My daughter is not just any girl. She was raised in wealth, in comfort. You claim you can provide for her. Let's see if that's true. Jide swallowed hard. Of course, sir. I will do anything. Tosin's father leaned forward. Good. Before we proceed with this marriage, you must meet my conditions. First, I want you to rent a very comfortable mansion for my daughter. A house that befits her status. Jide's eyes widened slightly. A mansion. Yes, a mansion, Tosin's father confirmed. No day. She cannot move from comfort to suffering. I need to know she will continue living the life she is used to. Jide forced a smile. No problem, sir. I will do it. Tosin's father wasn't done. Secondly, she must have a diamond engagement ring, the most expensive. My daughter is special and I won't have her wearing just anything on her finger. Jide felt his heart stop for a second. A mansion, a diamond ring. This was going to cost him millions. He turned slightly to look at Tosin. She sat there expressionless, just waiting. Jide let out a nervous laugh. No problem, sir. I will get everything. I will get everything, I promise. Good, Tosin's father said. I want to see all these things before the wedding day. That way, I will know you are capable of taking care of my daughter. Jide felt his throat go dry. Sir, when exactly is the wedding? Tosin's father smiled for the first time that day. Next Saturday. Jide almost collapsed. That soon? Yes. You said you love her, didn't you? Or do you need more time? Jide quickly shook his head. No, no, sir. Next Saturday is perfect. Tosin's father nodded. Then I expect to see results. That evening, Jide sat in his apartment, his head in his hands. A mansion, a diamond ring. He muttered to himself, where will I get that kind of money in just 1 week? Sheon paced the room frustrated. This is madness, Jide. How can we afford this? Why would they even ask you for this? Jide signed. I don't know, but we can't back out now. This is our chance. Once I marry her and she gets her inheritance, everything will be ours. Sheon crossed her arms. But what if we can't get everything before the wedding? Her father will cancel it. Jide stood up suddenly. Then we must do whatever it takes. I will take a loan. Sheon's eyes widened. Jide, are you crazy? A loan of that amount? Jide suddenly snapped his finger. Wait, Tosin. Sheon frowned. What about her? She's rich. She can afford this. I will just ask her to loan me the money. She will, if she really loves me. The next day, Jide met Tosin in her office. Babe, I need your help, he said, holding her hands. You know I love you, right? Tosin smiled sweetly, hiding the hatred boiling inside her. Of course, my love, what is wrong? Jide sighed dramatically. It's just that your dad's request, a mansion, a diamond ring. Babe, you know I am still struggling. Please, loan me the money, and I promise I will pay you back after the wedding. Please do this for me. Tosin tilted her head, pretending to think. Jide, you know I love you, but this is also a test, don't you see? Test? Yes. My dad wants to see if you can do anything for me. If I give you the money, he will know, and it will mean you are not truly ready. This is your chance to prove to him and to me that you can go any length for my love. Jide froze. Tosin smiled inwardly. You can do this, babe. I believe in you. Jide forced a smile, but inside he was screaming. Of course, babe, I will do it. Jide returned to Sheon frustrated. She refused. What? But she's rich. Why would she refuse? Jide rubbed his face. She says it's a test, that if I really love her, I must prove I can do anything for her. Sheon groaned. So, what now? Jide grabbed her shoulders. Babe, we have to do this together. Sell your valuables. Sean's eyes widened in horror. What? Yes. Sell your jewelries, your car, everything. I will sell mine too. We'll add it to the loans, and then we will win. Sean's lips trembled. Jide, that's everything we have. Babe, Jide cupped her face. It's just for now. Once I marry her and get the inheritance, we will be rich beyond our dreams. But we have to sacrifice now to enjoy later. Sean hesitated. Then, after a long silence, she nodded. Fine, let's do it. Within days, Sean had sold all her valuables. Jide sold his car, his watches, his land. Then they piled everything together with the loan they took and finally rented the mansion and bought the diamond ring. Jide stood outside the grand mansion one evening, a proud smile on his face. We did it, babe, he told Sheon over the phone. Next week, everything will be ours. Sheon smiled on the other hand. I can't wait, my love. Little did they know they were about to lose everything. Tosin wore the diamond ring he bought for her. Everything was set. Finally, he thought, after today, my life will change forever. The wedding was scheduled for 12 noon, and Jide, along with his uncles, Sheung, and their guests, arrived at the church. The hall was beautifully decorated. Everything was perfect, except for one thing, there was no bride. At first, Jide laughed it off. Maybe she's just getting ready, he told himself. But as minutes turned into an hour, his hands grew cold. His uncle started looking at him suspiciously. The guest began whispering. Sheon pulled him aside. Her voice panicked. Jide, something is wrong. Why is Tosin not picking your calls? I don't know, Jide snapped, dialing her number again straight to voicemail. He tried Tosin's father, no answer. Sheon tried other family members, silence. By now the hall was restless. Some girls had started leaving. Jide's forehead was drenched in sweat. This cannot be happening, he muttered, dialing frantically. Then he had a brilliant idea. Tosin must be at home. He rushed out, dragging Seun with him. They sped to Tosin's family house, but the moment he arrived, he met a security guard who asked him, Oga, who you dey find? Jide replied, Don't you know me again? Where is Tosin? Oga Jide, you never hear? Madam dey marry today. Jide's breath caught in his throat. Marry? But I am the groom. The guard tilted his head. No, sir, no be you. Her groom na one fine rich uncle. Jide felt his knees go weak. You must be lying, he roared. Where is the venue? The guard smiled. Ah, Oga, na strictly by invitation. Oh. Jide's hands shook. He pulled out some cash. Oya, take, tell me where. The guard eyed the money, then snatched it quickly and whispered the venue in Jide's ears. But I beg, no tell anybody say na me tell you. Jide sped to the venue. The moment he arrived, his jaw dropped. It was pure luxury. Everywhere was glamorous. Gold decorations, white doves flying, exotic cars. He rushed to the entrance, but two tall, well-dressed bouncers blocked him. Oga, where is your invitation? I am the groom, Jide shouted. The bouncers burst into laugh. Which groom? Bros, come out for here. Jide's head spun. He could see people toasting and laughing inside. Then his eyes landed on them, Tosin, in a breathtaking wedding gown, and beside her, smiling, her real groom, Olakunle. Jide felt he had been shot. Tosin was laughing, glowing, looking happier than he had ever seen her. His world shattered. The diamond ring, the mansion, the loans, all for nothing. His legs felt weak. Sheol looked breathless behind him. Jide, what's going on? She followed his gaze and froze, her lips parted in shock. Tosin is married. Jide's hands curled into a fist. After the wedding, Jide and Sheol spent days in confusion. Tosin had disappeared. Her number was unreachable. Then came one day. Jide dragged himself to work, still trying to process everything. The moment he stepped past the gate, the security guards busted into laugh. Oga Jide, now what for you? Oh? You still come work? Jide felt sick. He ignored them, walking stiffly into his office. The moment he entered, his manager was waiting with an envelope. Jide, he said calmly, handing him the letter. Jide opened it with trembling hands. Termination of employment. Jide's mouth dried. No, no. This must be a mistake. The manager signed. Oga, you have to leave. You are no longer needed here. Jide felt like fainting. His phone rang. It was Sean. Her voice was shaky. Jide, I have been fired from work. Jide's stomach dropped. They had both lost everything. Then his secretary handed him a letter and a flash. He opened it with trembling hands. It was from Tosin. Dear Jide, I know everything. I know about your evil plans, about how you and Sean laughed at me, called me dumb, and plotted to steal from me. I know you were never in love with me. You wanted my inheritance. While you were busy deceiving me, I was setting you up. Everything was a game. And guess what? You lost. I wanted you to feel what betrayal truly tastes like. I wanted you to build a future based on lies and then watch it collapse on your head. And I succeeded. And to make sure you never forget this lesson, I have attached a special gift, a recording of your intimate moments and your evil plans with Shion. Yes, Jide, every single dirty little secret, every whispered lie, every time you and Shion mocked me, I have it all. By the time you read this, I'll be on my honeymoon with my man I truly love. And you and Shion can rot in misery for all I care. Bye, loser. Jide's hands shook violently, his eyes blurred with tears. Sheon had received the same letter. Jide, what do we do now? She whispered. Before Jide could answer, his phone rang again. The loan sharks. Jide, where is our money? Jide broke out in sweat. Please, just give me more time. No more time. We are coming for you. The next morning, Jide was arrested. Sheon was left alone, penniless, miserable, running from loan officers. Meanwhile, Tosin and Olakule were on a private island, sipping wine, smiling, living happily ever after. And Jide, he lost everything. Karma is real. What goes around comes around. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. See you in the next one.